It's 10 trivia questions on pop bands from listener Robert Casey. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Happy Monday if you're listening to this podcast in real time. It is the end of May 2022. Hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend here and hope you're having a great start to your week. We've got an episode on pop bands for you from listener Robert Casey, where we give you some members of a band. You tell us what the name of the band is. And before we get into that, I wanted to tell you a quick story about something very cool I got to do this weekend. I got to volunteer for, I think, the third time now with an organization called Waiting to Hear in Northeast Tennessee. Give them a Google, Waiting to Hear. They help children get cochlear implants and hearing aids in East Tennessee. And they did a big summer camp at a camp near Greenville, Tennessee, and they invited me to do some trivia for the families at this camp. And they had these monkeys with a monkey trainer set up to take pictures with all the families. So when I got there, I parked. They said, hey, before you start trivia, come take a picture with these monkeys. And if you want to see a picture of me just extremely happy, go to my Instagram page. It's Instagram.com/RyanBuds or @RyanBuds. You can also see it on my Facebook page, Facebook.com/RyanBuds. It's me and a family of 4 monkeys, a mom, a dad, and 2 babies. And he said, just put your arms out. And they all jumped on me. And then they posed for a picture. So it's very, very cool and great organization, Waiting to Hear. I had a request from a listener of the podcast at that camp that said, hey, can you do a episode on deaf celebrities? So that'll be coming up very soon, and that one will be giving lots of shout outs to Waiting to Hear and how you can donate to help that organization. Before we get into pop bands today, we have Family Feud Blockbuster Edition. Here's your question. Name a movie directed by Quentin Tarantino. Top 6 answers on the board. Number 6, 3 people said Reservoir Dogs. Reservoir Dogs. 3 people said number 5, Django Unchained. Django Unchained with Jamie Foxx. Number 4 on the board, Inglourious Bastards. 4 people said that one. Number 3, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. 8 people said that one. Number 2 was Kill Bill. 28 people said Kill Bill. And number 1, the OG, not the OG, but the OG first huge popular one, Pulp Fiction. 54 people out of 100 said that for movies directed by one Quentin Tarantino. All right, I think we're ready. We're warmed up. We're going to dive into these questions on pop bands and their members from Robert Casey. Here we go. All right, we've got some trivia from avid trivia writer Robert Casey. He says, Ryan, I hope you like this quiz. The questions are the names of members of popular bands, and the answer is the name of the band. When there are multiple lineups of a band, I have tried to use the best-known lineup. So here we go. Question number 1, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Number 1, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Number 1. Number 2, Agnetha, Bjorn, Benny, and Annie Fried. Number 2, Agnetha, Bjorn, Benny, and Annie Fried. Number 3, Eddie, Alex, David Lee, and Michael. Number 3, Eddie, Alex, David Lee, and Michael. Number 4, Joey, Dee Dee, Johnny, and Tommy. Number 4, Joey, Dee Dee, Johnny, and Tommy. Number 5, Joseph Simmons, Daryl McDaniels, and Jason Mizell. Number 5, Joseph Simmons, Daryl McDaniels, and Jason Mizell. Number 6, Charlotte Caffey, Belinda Carlisle, Gina Schlock, Kathy Valentine, and Jane Weidlin. Number 6, Charlotte Caffey, Belinda Carlisle, Gina Schock, Kathy Valentine, and Jane Weidlin. Number 7, John Deacon, Brian Fay, Freddie Mercury, Roger Taylor. Number 8, Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, and Neil Peart. Number 9, Jonathan Cain, Steve Perry, Neil Schon, Steve Smith, and Ross Valerie. And number 10, Mark Evans, Phil Rudd, Bon Scott, Angus Young, Malcolm Young. Your bonus question, Cheryl James, Sandra Denton, and Deirdre Roper. Cheryl James, Sandra Denton, and Deirdre Roper. All right, those are all your pop bands, groups, and pop, it's, I would just say popular, which I guess is what that stands for anyway. But some of these are not bands, some of them are hip-hop groups, etc., so just kind of keep that in mind. We're going to jump into the answers here with some fun facts from Robert Casey right after this. We are back with the answers to our quiz on pop groups, pop bands, and very popular musicians from throughout the ages. We gave you the different members. You had to name the band. Number 1, nice easy one, John, Paul, George, Ringo. That was the Beatles. The Beatles. Number 2, Agnetha, Bjorn, Benny, and Anna Fried is ABBA. Everybody's parents' favorite band, ABBA. Annie Fried later had a brief solo career as Frida. Her official name and title is Princess Annie Fried Roos, Dowager, Countess of Plauen. So she has a very long title, member of ABBA. Number 2. Number 3, Eddie, Alex, David Lee, and Michael is Van Halen. From Pasadena, California, Eddie's son, Wolfgang, later replaced Michael Anthony on bass when he was just 16. Number 4, Joey, Dee Dee, Johnny, and Tommy, the original lineup of the Ramones. Their name was inspired by Sir Paul McCartney using the pseudonym Paul Ramone when checking into hotels. Number 5, Joseph Simmons, Daryl McDaniels, and Jason Mizell. That's Run DMC. Joseph Simmons was known as Run, Reverend Run, or DJ Run. Daryl McDaniels was known as DMC, and Jason Mizell was known as Jam Master Jay. Number 6, Charlotte Caffey, Belinda Carlisle, Gina Schock, Kathy Valentine, and Jane Weidlin. That was the Go-Go's. They are widely considered to be the most successful all-female rock band ever. Number 7, John Deacon, Brian May, Freddie Mercury, Roger Taylor. That's Queen. 2007, Brian May received a PhD in astrophysics after putting his research on hold for 33 years to be a rock star. Number 8, Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, and Neil Peart. Rush from Canada. Number 8, Rush. Number 9, Jonathan Cain, Steve Perry, Neil Schon, Steve Smith, and Ross Valerie. Line up from the peak of their popularity in the 80s, Journey. That's Journey. Number 10, Mark Evans, Phil Rudd, Bon Scott, Angus Young, Malcolm Young, the original lineup of AC/DC. Their song, It's a Long Way to the Top If You Want to Rock and Roll, is the only rock song that is rock enough to have a bagpipe solo. It was remade by Pat Boone for an album he did of hard rock classics. And the bonus question, Cheryl James, Sandra Denton, and Deirdre Roper, Salt and Peppa. Cheryl is Salt, Sandra is Peppa, and Deirdre is the DJ known as Spinderella. Although they have done some commercials in recent years, no one in hospital marketing has yet made the obvious and awesome connection that Push It should be the unofficial theme song of delivery rooms everywhere. And those are some fun facts and answers from Robert Casey. Thank you, Robert, for the amazing quiz today. If you ever want to send me a quiz just like Robert, I'll use it on the show. Always looking for content. And just email me, ryanbuds@gmail.com. Your fun fact for today is that houseflies find sugar with their feet, which are 10 million times more sensitive than human tongues. If you didn't know that, now you know. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. Thanks for supporting the show on Patreon at patreon.com/trivia with buds. And we'll see you next time for more trivia with this guy. Cheers? Trees? Did I say trees?